Hello everyone, my name is Igor,
And my name is Victoria.
and I guess this is our podcast or something like that.
We are a marriage couple.
Yes,
And
I can confirm that.
yeah, and frankly speaking, we love talk to each other about everything, about relationships, philosophy, society, etc. And one day we decided that we would like to make this podcast and to share our thoughts and our opinions with you. Maybe it would be interesting for you. If so, please stay with us.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, there's a lot of course, there are a lot of marriage couple on YouTube, but I noticed that most of them are basically some lifestyle blogs or sharing some of the best moments, and they're not much of couples that have deep conversations with each other. And to us, I guess this is the major part of our relationship and most important part of our relationships, just having such deep convos with each other. And yeah, of course, obviously, English is not our first language. So if we have any errors, just live with it. We are not willing to correct them yet. Yeah, so I guess, I believe
What we were talking about today?
Okay, I will pick the topic. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me think for a second. Okay, let's talk about love. Let's talk about love in relationships. So, I thought about it for a while, and I guess my stance, if you can call it like that just love is not enough for a good relationships. You need something more, because you can have relationships with love, but without, for example, respect, and it will be abusive relationships. Or you can have, I know that you love to interrupt me, but please, I beg you. Or you can have relationships with respect, but without love. For example, my grandparents had this kind of relationships. They didn't love each other. They got even divorced, but they came back to each other because they simply didn't have meanings to live single-handedly. So they was with each other solely for the financial purposes, I guess. Yeah, and they had relationships without love and even without respect, and that was, of course, unhappy relationships. So I believe that if you want to be happy in your relationships, you need both love, respect, and I don't know, maybe something else.
From my side, I cannot totally agree with you because, yeah, as always, from my side, I don't believe in relationships without love. And I believe that if you have love, you can go through anything, maybe, just because you both have love. But at the same time, I understand what you mean. But probably I cannot say that relationship with love but without respect is abusive relationships because of there is no love. Yeah, I cannot. There is maybe a passion, sexual
Tension.
See, yes.
See?
And but I cannot see love in such relationship and such construction. I can totally agree that in good relationship and healthy relationship, there is a need not only in love, but also in respect, in something more fundamental, maybe common interests, or having time together, making something interesting for both of you. And at the same time, I believe that there is a need in empty space for everyone in this couple, because you need your own time with your friends, with your hobbies, with your, I don't know, profession, career, etc., separate from your partner, as well as you need time together. And if you do not have this separate time solely for yourself, I don't believe in healthy relationships as well.
Okay, yeah. I have a couple of points where I can disagree with you, I guess. Well, the first one is about there is no relationships without love. I don't think it's true. Our example. You didn't fall in love with me instantly.
Yeah.
You developed these feelings.
Yeah.
So you didn't consider relationships, everything that was before in our life with each other, like before the moment you fall in love with me.
Okay, I meant long relationships. Yeah. So I don't mean that this healthy cycle when you just start relationships, and I mean this long process when you are already a couple, and what is the fundamental for this relationship. And I don't believe that really healthy and romantic feelings based only on respect or passion or sexual attention. Yes. Sorry for my Spanglish a little bit. So yeah.
Okay. So, but still, there might be.
May I add something? I admit that there are a lot of relationships like that which are not based on love. There are, but I don't believe that they are really happy, that this is what they really want.
Well, yeah, you're correct, but I still consider that as relationships. I specified at the beginning that you will not have happy relationships without love. Yeah, but you still can have relationships without love. Yes, it will 100% will be bad relationships, but it still will be relationships.
Yeah, it still will exist.
Yeah.
It's so surprising how many unhappy relationships exist in this world. I would say that it's a majority of couples. It's majority of couples which I know. I cannot say that all of them are really happy, and sometimes they just don't know how to change it. Sometimes they afraid to stay alone. Sometimes they just need this financial stability to cover your bills, etc. Yeah, and in a couple, it's much more easier than solely.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, there are a lot of unhappy relationships, but I don't know. I think there is more reasons for that, of course. Yeah, all of the reasons that you specified, of course, are correct. But there must be something more, I guess, because it's of course, like as Tolstoy said, every family unhappy in its own way. Yeah, so every unhappy relationship is unhappy in its own way. Somewhere it's financial situation. Somewhere it's simply not enough work put into the relationships between each other, especially now when both of you are working and you don't have any time basically to work on your relationships because you are working on your job. Yeah, we were in this situation before.
Yeah. Okay, but let's focus on our case, on our situation. What is the fundamental background for our relationship? How do you think? Except for respect, of course, and love.
I was planning to say those, but yeah, I think it's 100% respect for each other.
Agree.
Maybe
agree.
it's even before love, to be honest, because like I really deeply respect you, and yeah, even if our love for some reason will pass, the respect will still stay. Yeah, because it's something that came up from mind more than from feelings. So it's kind of like, yeah, I know the love is also coming from mind, but it's from partially coming from mind and from heart, if you can phrase it like that. But respect is fully coming from mind. It might be more consistent, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I rely on my feelings more than my mind. It's my nature, I don't know. If I could divide 100% into certain parts, I would say that for me, 60 or 70% is certainly love, is my feelings, because I mostly rely on my feelings and on my mind in my actions, in my choices. First of all, I don't know, I feel more organic myself when I do this way. And remaining 30 or 40%, 20% probably is respect to what you are doing, how you are thinking, to your point of view on this world, on certain things. It's very resonate with me. And the remaining 20% is probably the interest. What I mean is interest to you as a personality, as your character, to your emotions, to your knowledge. You're very smart, and this inspire me. Yeah, that's true. You inspire me to learn something new constantly, to share with you something new that I learned, to discuss. We cannot say that we always have the same points of view, and it's normal, completely normal. And in this conversation, I find a lot of interest and thoughts to think, to share. Yeah, and these 40% are really, really important. I would not say that I could stay in such long relationships. We are together almost 8 years and 2 years in marriage. And I would agree with your first point of this video, that love is not enough. But there are a lot of small components that are really, really important to this cocktail.
Okay. Finally, thank God. You are agreeing on something with me. This must be my birthday, not yours, maybe.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, so I agree with it. There's an interesting point that you specified, which I wasn't thought about previously, about inspiration. When you said that I inspire you, I understood that, actually it's a really great point, because you inspire me too a lot of times. for a lot of things. Even for this podcast. Basically, this podcast, this whole idea started with us inspiring each other. Basically, like you inspired me to the idea to starting some kind of business. I inspired you to the podcast, and then we inspired each other to start today.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah. So it's kind of like cycle of inspiration, and that's really cool.
That's cool. That inspire us to develop each other, because it's really common. I would not say that mistake, but probably something like that, when one person in a couple starts developing really fast, I don't know, in career or as a personality, or I don't know, in sports, etc. Yeah, there are so many areas, and the second partner doesn't do this, and sometimes it's provoke different misunderstandings, disputes, and a really bad effect to your relationships, because you cannot look at your partner with I don't know, inspiring view.
I guess there are still some kind of like levels in relationships, and both of you ideally should be on the same level, at least not in the same level stationary, because, for example, you might have a marriage between 40-year-old man and 20-year-old woman, or in reverse. Yeah, and obviously they will be on a different stages of their life. Yeah. But it still could be a happy marriage if they are, I guess, developing in the same pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think the thing that matters most is the pace of your development, not the current point that you are in right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I could agree. And for me, this is a very, very important part, to look at you and see a man that I admire, and I guess you feel the same. Of course, we all have different, I don't know, moods, states in our life, and I almost I don't know how to explain this. Yeah, we all have bad days and bad months, bad years. But anyway, in a long distance, you have to pursue your passion, your interests, and develop. And this will inspire your partner as well. If you stagnate for a long, long time and you don't want to develop for years, you don't want to change anything, you just want to keep it how it is, it could not resonate with your partner, because he could develop and you not, and their healthy end of this will be a breakup, unfortunately.
Yeah, correct. It's interesting.
Okay, if the other partner don't want to develop as well.
Yes, there might be cases where both of the partners don't want to develop and they are both fine with it.
And it could be a happy marriage. It's good when people resonate to each other.
Yeah. I think that interesting part about development is, in this case, when one of the person stagnates and the other keep going. It's interesting that the first thing that suffers in their relationships is sexual life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like you see your partner not as equal, but as you have basically some mother or father feeling to them, more than a partner feeling. So you need to care about him or her, you need to provide to him or to her, but you don't have some passion for your partner in such a case.
Yeah, I would agree. At the same time, remember our case 3 years ago when we thought that, when we worried about whether our relationships are still okay or we became neighbors in one flat. And that time, everything was good with our sexual relationships and with what? With our
financial situation.
Yeah. But we stopped talk to each other. We stopped to discuss something interesting for both of us. We lost these deep conversations, and this was the clue.
Yeah, I agree. We both work in a lot, 9 to 5, and this was a situation where we was working and we was studying also in our for our magister degrees, or we finished already. I don't remember correctly.
We were getting our master degrees offline in the universities. At least I was. You had all your classes online.
Yes.
And at the same time, you worked from home. But I was working from the office. I was in international law with unstable, how to say, work-life balance. Yeah, and we lost this connection to each other because we almost didn't have time to talk, to have time together.
Yes, we didn't have time, we didn't have energy. And on the weekends, we were busy with some basically home stuff like clean the house, make some food,
buy food, etc.
Buy food, make some food, etc. Yeah. So we lost, we weren't working on our relationships in the way that we love to do it. Yeah, and that's why our relationships got in crisis.
Yeah, at the time it seemed that our love has gone. We were worried about that, but anyway, I believe that love could return if you work on it.
Yeah, correct. It's interesting that we felt it, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was the first one to felt it, but I figured out myself somehow through it. Yeah. And shortly after, you were the one who felt it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, to sum up, let's count.
Let's sum up some key points. You first. Let's go each one with 5.
Okay. I'll try. Love. It's a fundamental. The second thing is the respect, because some relationship could still exist without love, but based on respect. The third point, I would say that this is the time together, common time, having time together. And the first one is having time separately, because it's very, very important that you still have your own space, your own interests, career, etc., without your partner. And the fifth point, I would say that it's a parallel development, I would call it, but again, it's not mandatory that you need to grow in parallel, but you still have to grow. Someday your partner could be faster someday you, and it's completely normal, but it's very, very important to be interesting to your partner, and your partner be interested to you.
My turn?
Okay, your turn. Yeah.
Okay. Love, respect.
Okay.
The first two. The third will be, I guess, I would phrase it like personality, maybe. It's the thing that you said about having time alone, and we haven't talked about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But the key point is that you don't need to merge with each other to some common entity.
Yeah.
You need to stay as separated persons, and to also to inspire each other. So the personality will be the third one. The fourth one will be willing to put work in your relationships, one way or another. It could be a lot of ways, like going to a movie, having a romantic dinner, or even talking with each other. And the fifth one will be, to be honest, don't know. I guess passion for each other also.
Sexual
I mean,
passion.
not always sexual passion, like in general passion for each other. Because again, it might be, well, by passion I mean willing to experiment. You know, because again, we are 8 years and in relationships, and sometimes our relationships seem like really boring, even to us. Yeah, and this is the time where you need to try to experiment. You need to be willing to do it.
Yeah, come up with new ideas, with new plans, with new dates.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, the sixth point is to have dates. I'm sorry for interrupting.
yeah, this is one where I kind of like lacking, I guess. Yeah, it's important to have dates even after you get married, especially if you don't have kids yet. That will basically eat all of your time and energy. But it's still like after you get married, you do not get status quo in your relationships. They're not freeze. They still continue to going up or going down. And I believe it's up to you and your partner, of course, where your relationships will go, even after marriage. So if you put in work in this, if you are going to respect, love, and all the things that we already mentioned, I believe it's good to go.
Yeah, probably it's all for today. And if you are interested in this topic, please...
If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we will come up with another video somewhere soon, maybe. I don't know. We haven't figured out our schedules yet.
Please leave in the comment below your position about the topic of this video. Do you think that love is all you need for a good relationship, or no, or there are other points from your side? It would be very interesting for us to read this.
And also leave a comment about what topic can we discuss more. Like if you have some topics in mind, we're willing to take it into account and discuss it, of course. Because again, we are not full of topics. We have some lists that will end eventually. Yeah. So bye everyone.
Yeah. Ciao, ciao.